Testing 1, 2, 3. Good evening, everybody.
Hello, John.
Hello, how you doing, Dave?
Good. Happy New Year.
Likewise, hope all is well.
Yeah, thank you. And you?
Okay, busy, but under control.
Hello, everyone.
Elise?
Make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to open the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
First order of business is, I'd like to approve the minutes for the October 6th meeting. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at them?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
objections?
No objections.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of October 6th, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I guess we're here to discuss the application of the Mickelsons. John, I don't have the public notice for the meeting.
Okay. I have that. Bear with me 1 second.
Well, if you could, is it appropriate? I could have John read the public.
Yes,
Okay, John, would you read the public notice? Or is it okay for us to just read it, or I'll just say it right now?
you can just note for the record that it was duly noticed in the Times Herald Record on, what is the date there, John?
December 21st.
Okay, and that
23rd.
the note,
23rd, John,
Um,
23rd.
well, it was noticed on the 21st though, correct?
No, the December 21.
December 21, it was
sorry.
noticed
It
and
was
it was
noticed.
certified on the 23rd.
Yeah, the affidavit of service certification was then signed on the 23rd.
All right.
So it's duly published and noticed.
Okay. And then do we have proof of mailings?
Yes, proof of mailings was supplied to the village office. There were 10 neighbors notified and 9 proof of mailings were received. There were no negative comments regarding the project. There was 1 positive comment from the project submitted via email from the Simmons, which I emailed to everybody earlier today.
Correct. Okay. I guess we're to the point of who's going to present for the Mickelsons?
I believe.
I will. Yes. I'm Jeffrey Small. I'm the Nicholson's architect.
Okay. You
Would
have
you
the
like me
floor.
to? Okay, great. Our project is to build a new pool and pool house. We're applying for a variance that would allow us to build terraces and porches in excess of 25% of the footprint of the buildings on the site. If I may share my screen, I can walk through the drawings with you guys. Is that all right?
Yes, you should be able to, Jeffrey.
Great. Oops. Okay. So here's the site plan. Can everyone see this okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So here's Mountain Farm Road. The driveway is right here. The main house is here. There's a garage here, another garage here with a home office. And our proposed project is right up here with a pool, surrounding terrace, and a pool house right there. The existing, terraces, decks, and porches are, there's an existing terrace here, an existing deck there, and an existing covered porch here. We're proposing to build a terrace around the pool and a covered porch here as part of the pool house, which I'll show you in a minute. This is a blow up of the project site with some of the dimensions, 18 by 40 pool, 5 feet around the, whoops, sorry, keep doing that. Okay, that's better. 5 feet around the pool over here, and then in the seating area, about 11 feet. And then here's the pool house. I'll switch over to the architectural drawings. So the pool house here has a covered porch on the side. The pool itself is right about there. Then there's a little dressing area and a little bathroom and an outdoor kitchen right here. The pool house is 12 feet by 36 feet. The roof plan, some of the elevations, some sections, another section, and the electrical plan. Getting back to the, I think I'll go to here to, so the requirement is that the total area of porches, terraces, and decks, they're not allowed to exceed 25% of the ground floor area of the buildings. So the existing area of porches, decks, and terraces are 20%, and we're proposing to bring it up to 47%, bringing us, percent variance, I guess, of 22%. If I may, I thought I'd just share my thoughts about the 5 factors, if that's all right. This is part of the letter. So we don't believe that the project will change the character of the neighborhood, mainly because it sits back very far from everything. The setbacks are quite far, so it's quite far from the road and from the surrounding property lines. It's also fairly wooded all around it, so it really can't be seen either from the road or from any of the neighboring properties. And then finally, it's not uncommon to have a pool and pool house in Tuxedo Park. So we don't believe it would be a detriment to the character of the neighborhood. The variance or the benefits sought by the variance, we don't believe could be achieved by any other method, mainly because pools are inherently big, and so the terraces kind of surrounding them are big, and so I don't think, if we're going to have a pool, I don't think there's really any way to not have a variance. I think really the only way to do it would be to increase the size of the of the pool house in order to make the math work. But I'm not sure that anybody really wants that. Certainly the Nicholsons, and I'm sure that the it wouldn't, the neighbors wouldn't either. Let's see. The impact, so the variance requested at 22% seems large, but the impact of the requested variance we don't believe will be substantial due to the large size of the lot and that the lot coverage is very low. So the lot coverage is existing is 5.8%. We're proposing to increase it to 6.8%. The allowable is 25%. So it's not like we're paving everything. So I think that the feeling of the sum of the porches, terraces, and decks will be low. I think that the impact will be low. Also, we do not believe there'd be an adverse impact on the environment. Again, because the lot coverage is low, the area of impervious surfaces is low. So any stormwater due to increased impervious area will just be absorbed by the soil on site. And then finally, we don't believe that the difficulty is self-created because, again, if we're going to have a apparently large and the terrace surrounding it is what it is. We're not. I think we're proposing a reasonably sized terrace around the pool. Are there any questions, Paul?
The one question, the extra 250 feet, you said that was the area inside the pool house, correct? You have the terrace, you have the pool deck at 1,152 feet, and then you have the pool house porch. That's the area under the
yes,
of the pool house, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yes, yes, that's correct.
Elise, I guess at this point, we should make a motion to open it up to the public if there is any public here at this point.
Yes.
I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any public? Okay. No. So at this point, do I close it, Elise, or do we just go to board discussion?
I would go to board discussion and then check back with the public. And at the end of that, you can close the public hearing.
Okay. I have to say that, I certainly see this project as, as not being an issue. And, we've had a number of the deck and porch variance requests. And I know that we've actually discussed whether we should increase the percentages of porch because more people are living outside now. But, that's for discussion at another time. But I certainly, lean to favor the project.
Yeah, I think you hit all the great points, or all the points, Jeffrey, and that it's the size of the lot. There's no setback issues at all. It's really the size of the decking, which in relation to the size of the lot is actually pretty small.
Yeah, I concur with all the comments thus far, and I'm not a direct neighbor, but an indirect neighbor, and the work they've done and how they've approached things with respect to that property, I think they've done a great job.
I'm supportive as well. I just had a sort of a technical question. what technically defines as a terrace here in a situation like this? And what, I assume the structure itself that you're comparing the percentage to is the pool house itself, right? And not the main house. Is that?
No, it's the
correct?
sum, it's the sum of, yeah.
Ground and main house.
So I guess to go back is what is, I mean, if is the I guess the stone around the pool is technically considered a terrace?
Yes.
It's a
Only
deck.
if it's elevated. If the stone, if it followed the contour of the property, technically it wouldn't be elevated. All right, and we do have. I mean, John, do you want to get how you view a raised terrace? What's your criteria? John, are you there?
He's on mute. You're
He's
on
on
mute, John.
You know, anything raised off the landscaping, you know, would generally be considered a terrace. We don't have an exact measurement per se. We do understand that the property is wooded and natural and undulates a little bit, but we don't have an exact elevation. That
The
was kind of-
If
terrace,
you look at the drawing, the front part of it raises off the ground, and that's a
Yes.
raised patio. Now, I can't tell from the drawing whether you like fade into the natural contour or not.
in the front at the bottom of the sheet. So there's a small little retaining wall at the
Right.
front of the terrace because it's on a slope. And so at the top of the slope, the terrace is flush with the grade. And then at the front, it's there's maybe a couple of feet for the retaining wall there.
Right. So actually, part of it's raised and part of it's really not raised.
Right.
So
I
if
just-
anything, you're
yeah.
asking for more of a variance than in actuality you do need.
Okay. I suppose it's hard to draw the line, I guess. I don't know. Maybe
It
yeah.
is.
Got it.
interesting.
Nancy?
Yes, I'd like to ask how many trees you're going to remove, and are you saving as many as you can? I think trees are really key.
Yes.
In the
Let's see. I'll go to the. If I may share my screen again, I'll go to the landscape plan.
7, 8, 9, 10, 15 trees.
So there's these trees within the within this area are to be removed. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trees.
Ones out
But it is surrounded by many more. So I think the net effect will be that it'll still feel very wooded.
Well,
and it's-
excuse me, I'm looking at the outside fence and there are
Okay.
trees marked to be taken down.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, right here. Right.
Why are
So
they
more than
down?
that. Let's see.
I think it's 14 at my count.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 17, I think I have.
Oh, more than I. Well, can you save the ones on the outside of this?
I'd have to defer, I think, to the landscape architect for that. He may be on the call now. I know that he's been juggling Zoom meetings. Dan, are you there?
You know, I drove by this today and looked at it in particular and how it sets. When you're talking about tree, this is not denuding the side of the area here of major trees. These are, I don't know, they're not big. I mean, this is not a clear cutting situation in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
This is basically an empty area with straggler trees growing up.
Yeah, it is a fairly open area too. I drove by there and kind of walked into it and it's kind of in the open area above the terraces there. So I don't really, it's your concern, Nancy. I don't see, like this being, kind of clear cut in that area at all. There's not really that many, what I would call, specimen trees in that area.
I think the landscape architect also intends to keep the rock formations and sort of incorporate them into the landscape design. So
Yeah.
there's some rock outcroppings throughout here, which are
If
kind of
I could
interesting.
add, I think the architectural board had a similar question about the trees. And obviously we can't, I don't think we can replace this many trees elsewhere, but we are open to bringing in some trees. I think the architectural board recommended black tupelo, and we'd be happy to put replace them sort of like in another place on the lot, away from the new landscape areas.
Also with transplanting.
Yeah, some of the smaller trees that are able to move, we can move those, but
I just think we all have to be cognizant of how many trees are being cut down in Tuxedo Park. Absolutely willy-nilly, nobody paying any attention. And I think that this is a beautiful property, absolutely beautiful, and a wonderful project. But I think that these projects should try to do the best they can for the village. And I think saving trees and keeping erosion from into our lake, not that you're doing that, but that's all incredibly important. All right, I've said enough.
If we've had the board discussion, then I'd like to close the public meeting. No one else seems to be here, correct? All right, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Aye,
All in favor?
aye.
Well, we've already really had the board discussion, and I believe that the board would be ready to vote. Our architect did go through the 5 factors. I tend to pretty much agree. Do we, if we've already discussed them, at least, do we need to go through them again?
No, I've made notes of your discussion for the resolutions.
Okay.
Resolution.
Then at this point, I believe the board will be ready to vote.
Yes,
I would vote in favor of granting the variance for the porches and decks.
So Jake, so Mr. Chairman, you're making the motion?
I'd make a motion, yes.
The pool and the pool house.
For the just the variance from
Oh,
of 22%
Yes.
of coverage of, I think it's 100-9B2. So, Mr. Chairman, you made a motion?
I made a motion to approve the project.
Okay.
Second.
Dave, you seconded?
Yes.
Okay.
John,
yes, I vote yes.
Campbell, yes.
Yes.
Nancy,
yes,
yes. Okay. All right. At least then you'll put a draft resolution together.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I'll get that to you for your review and circulation to the board.
Okay, and if that's the case, I'd like to make a motion to close the meeting. I don't think we have anything else to discuss, Elise, at this point. There really wouldn't be a point to discuss outstanding litigation at this point.
No.
Okay, okay. I'd like to make a motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
Nice, quick, easy.
Thank you
meeting.
very much.
And Mickelson's, I hope you enjoy your pool. It looks like a great project. It is. Looks nice.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
And
Bye-bye.
Bye.